your name Mr. Offutt?
Uh-huh.
Mine's Abe Lincoln.
What can I do for you, Mr. Lincoln?
They tell me you plan to open a store here in New Salem.
Well,
Guess you'll be needing a clerk.
yes, I will. Looks like you might be able to handle it.
Then I have the job?
Yes, I guess so. But first, I've got something else for you. This goods has to be taken down to New Orleans, but I just haven't been able to locate a flatboat.
I'll build one.
Say, that stranger seems to be in a lot of trouble.
That flatboat's gonna sink.
It's stuck on the mill dam and filling up by the minute.
Say, look what he's doing. Boring a hole in the side.
He's tipping the boat to the side. Mr. Offutt, your boat's gonna sink for sure.
$700 worth of merchandise. Well, that's what I get for taking chances with strangers.
Wait a minute. He's gonna save that boat.
Well, sure enough, he did save it. When he tipped that boat over, all the water ran out. Now he's put a wedge in the hole so it won't fill up again.
Who is that young man, Mr. Alcott?
That's my new clerk, Abe Lincoln. Well, Abe, so you're back from New Orleans. Certainly good to see you. How was the trip?
Good, Mr. Offutt. Got an extra $100 for the merchandise.
Say, you're pretty honest. Honest Abe. That's it. Honest Abe.
Yes, and from that time on, he was known as Honest Abe. He deserved it, too. Why, one day, Abe picked up his hat and coat and said,
I'll be back in a little while, Mr. Offutt.
Wait a minute, Abe. Where you running to?
Just checked my records and found that I overcharged that woman 6 cents.
But Abe, she's more than 3 miles away by now.
I know, but I've got to return that money right away.
but the folks of New Salem had bigger plans for Honest Abe. In 1834, when he was 25, they held a big meeting. When it was over, Abe stood up and said,
I appreciate this honor, and I'll do my best as your representative in the Illinois legislature.
There was a girl, lovely Anne Rutledge, who loved Abe Lincoln, and he loved her too. But at the age of 19, Anne Rutledge passed away. It was a broken-hearted Abe Lincoln who left Salem to become a lawyer in Springfield, Illinois. He stopped first at the home of Joshua Speed.
So you see, Mr. Speed, I haven't got a penny to my name. I'm just looking for a place to rest my weary body.
Well, don't look so sad about it, Abe. You know you've got a home here with me.
It was through this friendship that Abe met all the leading citizens of Springfield. One of these people was Mary Todd. It was said of Mary that she had a very sharp tongue, and that she was ambitious, too.
Mary, if I were you, I'd forget all about that Abe Lincoln. He's so homely and ill-mannered, and poor.
I know all about that. But you know, when I was a little girl, I made up my mind that the man I married would someday be famous. Maybe even President of the United States.
Well, then I'd certainly forget about Abe Lincoln and think a little more about Stephen Douglas. He's clever and rich.
Know what happened? Mary Todd married Abe Lincoln.
Abe, I should have listened to my friends. Huh, you a lawyer. You just want to help the poor people. But do they ever pay you? No. But you go on and on and on.
In the meantime, Stephen Douglas was appointed a judge, and everybody predicted that one day he would be president. But something very important was taking place. Judge Douglas was saying,
Mr. Lincoln, I say it's up to each state to decide whether it wants slavery or not.
But, Judge Douglas, you overlook one very important point. If there's freedom in one state, there must be freedom in every one of the United States. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
Well, the majority of people in Illinois didn't see it Lincoln's way. They elected Douglas as their senator. But wait. Listen to what people all over the rest of the country were saying.
Did you read what Lincoln said?
Wonderful.
I agree with him when he said a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yes, a good many people agreed with Honest Abe. And on March 4th, 1861, just 3 years later, they placed him in the highest office in the land.
Hey, just look at all our wonderful friends who have come to say goodbye to you. All my dreams have come true. My husband, President of the United States.
Speech! Speech! We want a speech from our president!
No one can appreciate my feeling of sadness at this parting. I now leave Springfield, not knowing when I may return, with a task before me greater than that which rested upon Washington. Without the assistance of the divine being, I cannot succeed. With that assistance, I cannot fail.
No sooner had Lincoln taken office than a great war broke out between the states. It was indeed a house divided against itself. On the morning of April 12, 1861, Secretary of State Seward announced,
Mr. President, General Beauregard has bombarded Fort Sumter.
April 15, 1861, the President declared,
The Act of 1795 is in effect. All able-bodied men are called to the colors.
April 17, 1861, Harper's Ferry is burned to the ground. On August 30th, 1862, a crushing defeat for the Union forces at Bull Run. But then,
Mr. President, General Meade has defeated General Lee at Gettysburg.
November 19th, 1863.
87 years ago, our forefathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.
Mr. President, General Lee has surrendered to Grant at Appomattox.
Thank the Lord there is peace amongst us. Tell the people there will be no cheering. This was not a victory. Tell General Lee he fought well and honorably. He need not surrender his sword.
yes, the war was over. No longer was it brother against brother. From this day on, men from every corner of the land were members of one great nation, to work together, play together, build together. This was truly a nation of free men, united men of the United States of America.
Lincoln did it.
Thank God for Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, a man of the people.